两队球员暂时停止赛前练习，请回到休息区以及休息室就位，谢谢。
生活让自己变得快乐，放弃执着，天气就会变得不错。每次走过都是一次收获，还等什么？做对的选择。过去的就让它过去吧，别管那是一个玩笑还是谎话。路在脚下，其实并不复杂，只要记得你是你呀。
今天有几件媒体全部出来面对。 还有几个会议想要把时间拖累，下个通告路上又被人群给包围，光听快门声就分别是哪台单眼。swag swag 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 每个动作，下个随你捕捉，一个大师哥不足以形容我的一年，帅在每个细节根本不分日夜。接到热情的时刻下榻饭店，又必须单独面对陌生新的房间，忘了疲倦，我依旧骗了整个世界。 拥有了越多，就非得要这个呀 ，forever 呀 ，forever 呀 ，ever 呀 ，ever 呀 ，ever 呀 ，ever 呀 ，ever 呀 ，forever 呀。有 swagger，swagger， 有新的装备跟不上我进度 ，swagger， 全身上下都是焦点被人追逐 ，swagger， 解开束缚无视既定的卡路亚 ，swagger， 24小时保持全神贯注 ，swagger，swagger，swagger，swagger， make a move on。 下个 I'm feeling like 开车跑着慢速慢慢经过你的面前。
好的，现场的球迷朋友们，我们即将要开始我们今天下午的球赛了。在这边要再一次的麻烦来到现场的各位梦想家人们，我们所有的球迷朋友们能够尽速入座，谢谢各位。
불타오르네. Burn it up, 전부 다 태울 것 같이. Turn it up, 새벽이 다갈 때까지. 그냥 살아도 보여 우린 저기에. 그만하는 널 원수적일래. 수적거려 난 사람인데. So what? 네 멋대로 살아. 네 거야. 애쓰지 좀 말아. 저도 괜찮아. Everybody say la 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 la. Say la 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 la. 손을 들어, 손을 질러, burn it up. 불타오르네.
现场的球迷朋友 ，Are you
ready？ 我们所有的梦想家人们，你们的声音在哪里 ？Give it up！
让我听到大家的尖叫声。
这边的朋友们也给我们一点声音好不好？欢迎大家。哎，我在这边要再一次的欢迎所有现场的球迷朋友们，今天来参加我们的台新梦想家福尔摩沙台新梦想家，在今天下午主场要迎战桃园领航员。我来介绍一下，这位是阿奇。
大家好，我是 DJ 阿奇，大家的老朋友了。
嗨，我是布雷，欢迎各位。在今天下午，同时在这一个周末，我们很开心能够看到全新的联盟 P.LEAGUE， 在这一个周末的正式的开始，我们全新的而且最具有专业水准的篮球比赛。就在今天下午，不只是看到了我们的台新梦想家，在这个我们的彰化主场再一次的跟所有梦想家人们见面之外，也是我们在新的一个球季，我们找到强而有力的冠名赞助伙伴台新银行，跟我们一起的主题周，我们的梦想新起点重新开始，但是还是一样，希望所有的球迷朋友们跟我们一起继续的梦，继续的狂，超越无限，梦想不灭。
对，没错，在我们昨天经过开幕战之后，今天一样是我们台新梦想家的主场。感谢大家来到我们现场，跟我们一起做梦，一起加油呐喊。希望每一个进球跟每一个 play， 你们都可以用最大声、最热情的能量呼喊来给我们的梦想家的球员们。所以呢，你们是最佳第6人，有我们颜值最高、质量最美的 Formosa Sexy， 以及我们专属的啦啦队优尼兽，还有我们的 Richard 来在这边一起把今天主场的胜利拿下来。
刚刚 Richard 在旁边一直抖，感觉出来他今天跟我们一样兴奋。
拭目以待，一样很兴奋。相信大家如果是老球迷，都可以知道我们简单的口号。我们来告诉大家，我们很简单，我们说梦想家，在球赛说梦想家的时候，你们就喊最大声的加油。然后呢，在对手罚球的时候，我们会来带动你们，挑动你们的情绪，用最大的干扰声来影响对方罚进。因为这就是主场，我们就是最凶的彰化主场，就在我们的台新梦想家的球队里面。
对，
所以跟着我们一起，准备好了吗？我说梦想家，你们说加油！梦想家，
加油！
梦想家，
加油！
非常好，保持住这个热情，在最后最大声的2声来一起，梦想家，
加油！
梦想家，
加油！哎，在刚刚就讲到了今年，而且这一个周末就是我们全新的联盟 P.LEAGUE 成立的元年。在今年呢，可以说是全球各地疫情肆虐、充满挑战的这一年当中，我们还是可以如期的把专业的篮球比赛跟所有球迷朋友们来分享，这绝对是一件不容易的事情。所以我们在这边要再一次的感谢，不只是4个不同的球队跟我们一起，球队的行销、球员的努力，另外当然也要再一次的感谢所有的球迷朋友们，每一次接受着我们的号召，来到我们的我梦主场，跟我们一起大声的呐喊，给自己一个热情的掌声，好不好
？Yeah, keep it up！
今年在我们的 P.LEAGUE， 我们大家都有看到，上面写着是时候了。因为我们准备要给各位一个全新的台湾篮坛的体验，全新的局面，现在是时候了。现场的朋友们，让我们一起看看我们的大荧幕。
It's Sunday, December 20th. Time to settle down from your holiday shopping and catch Game 2 of the Plus League regular season. Scenes around from Changhua and all over Taiwan. It's incredibly gratifying to be on hand for this first inaugural year of the Plus League professional basketball here in Taiwan. There we are at Changhua County Stadium, built in 1985, home of the Dreamers for their team inception. And here's our matchup today. The Taoyuan Pilots will be our road team, and the home Taishin, Formosa Taishin Dreamers, the home team again on a Sunday, December 20th. Our colleagues over on the Mandarin broadcast, we are doing the full English commentating for the game here. From left to right, Aaron and Coach Jiafan, and then Taibao on the right. I'm Ryan Chen, along with Coach Benjamin David Metcalf. Ben, how was your first taste of Plus League basketball yesterday in person?
Well, we were treated to a great game yesterday, and hopefully today the matchup with the Pilots and the Dreamers will match up to yesterday's.
Yesterday was quite an opening act. After a bit of jitters, Yang Jieming scored the first basket on a layup. The Dreamers opened up to a 14-point lead, but the Braves, led by Zhang Dongxin's 34 points, turned it around in the fourth. We pretty much had everything in that game, didn't we?
Exactly. Like you said, it was everything we could expect for the first game, not just of the season, but of the league. So again, it'll be exciting to see a new team today and see how the Dreamers adjust to a back-to-back.
Automata cape watch, dimples in your necktie, Hermes briefcase, Cartier top clips, silk line blazers, diamond cream facials, VVS cufflinks, 6-star pin tweets. Partner, let me upgrade you, grade you. Partner, let me upgrade you, grade you. Let me upgrade you, grade you. Partner, let me upgrade you. Give me some. Drop the bass, man. About to drop the bass, man.
现场的朋友们，再一次给我们 Formosa Sexy 最热情的掌声鼓励！ 新的一个球季，在今年的台新梦想家，我们同样的重新出发。从我们 Formosa Sexy 的成员们的身上，也可以看得到全新的冬季的打扮。同样的，在我们今天从场内到场外，准备了多项的趣味的游戏，以及我们全新一季的官方周边。同样的，希望大家能够在平常的日常生活当中，也继续的把我们梦想家人们的热情还有热忱，持续的带在你每一天的日常生活里头。另外，我们在今天的场外也准备了许多的主题游戏，欢迎各位可以在待会我们的这个休息的时间来共襄盛举。同样的，有机会可以让你把我们的幸运好礼给带回家。接下来也要为各位正式的要来介绍今天下午的客场球队桃园领航员进场。Number 6关达佑 ，Number 7林耀宗 ，Number 29。张根玉 ，Number 25林振 ，Number 18赖国维 ，Number 23陈静环 ，Number 30号陈冠全。接下来为各位介绍桃园领航员 Starting Five 先发5人，首先63号 Number 63彭俊彦。28号 Number 28施静瑶 ，Number 5 Reed Devon， 40号 Number 40 Jack Kadeen， 以及50号 Quincy Davis。总教练 General Manager 陈信安，以及2位助理教练 Assistant Coach 杨一峰、黄启峰。也先请桃园领航员的球员们先回到球员席，谢谢。福尔摩沙台新梦想家本季重新出发，准备让所有的球迷朋友们耳目一新，超越自己，超越无限，梦想不灭。
很开心今天大家都在，那我跟大家讲个事情。其实平常我们自己是不会提起这2个字。
回头是一定找不到的啊。
看到的可能不一样，但我们目标一样。
磊哥，今年有设定什么目标吗？
没有啦，这没什么好说的，说出来就不准。我们都用做的。说的是，我们今天都在这里，我们都是梦想家。
我们都在这里，我们就是台新梦想家。背号0号 Number 0， 出生之徒不畏虎，优质射手陈振杰。以小扛大，没在怕，拼劲十足。7号 Number 7， 许宗佑。强攻禁区，无所畏惧。梦想坦克 Number 10， 10号王柏志。纵横全场，飙速跑车 Number 11， 赛德克勇士林俊杰。台北混血双能后卫23号钱肯尼 Number 23。 一出手就准备命中3分球的代名词 ，Number 30， 无所谓。外线禁区一把照，我们梦想家的定心丸 ，Number 1， 1号接下来我们的先发5人，首先冲锋陷阵，攻守兼备，强力大锁 ，Number 18， 姚胜彦。战手能攻升级版本的台湾魔兽，26号 ，Number 26， 彼得。梦想航空篮筐的轰炸机 ，Number 12， Chen。篮球场就是他的课堂，我们的塔克老师2号 Number 2 Anthony Tucker。梦想进化的核心6号阿美族战士杨建内。为各位介绍台新梦想家的教练群，总教练 Metcalf Julius， 以及我们2位的助理教练 Assistant Coaches 刘文和、赖柏廉。现场的球迷朋友们 ，Give it up for 台新梦想家！在这边也麻烦领航员的球员们来到球场当中，进行我们的握手仪式。请桃园领航员的球员们来到球场当中，在开赛之前，先来准备进行握手。另外，我们在这边也请各位跟我们一起来欢迎今天下午的执法裁判赖建中老师、叶俊宏老师以及尤浩平老师。球场上面的球员们也请准备进行最后的暖身，谢谢。
好的，我们现在呢可以开放球员进行3分钟的热身。
So after those introductions for both teams, we are just about ready for the last bit of warm-up, last bit of setup before we get started with Game 2 of the Plus League regular season. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben, and we'll be right back after a break. You're watching the Plus League on FTV, Momo TV, and YouTube, brought to you in Mandarin and English broadcast. If you're enjoying the game or the broadcast, you guys know what to do. Leave a like and a comment. 球迷朋友，如果在找中文的转播，在 YouTube 联盟的官网上可以找到另外一个截图。Anyways, where were we? Getting a look at the Dreamers bench. And of course, the modified rules for the Plus League. In every game, we'll have 12-minute quarters for a total game time of 48 minutes, 6 personal fouls for a disqualification. Every game, coaches have a challenge that they can issue in addition to the instant replay system. And in the last 2 minutes of the game, in the fourth quarter, the players themselves can call a short 30-second timeout. And as for the foreign players, you can register 2 to play every game. 2 are allowed on the court until the fourth quarter, where only 1 of the 5 players can be a foreign player. Coach Van, these are some modifications to make the league a real professional league in addition to the pretty standard FIBA rules we have.
Exactly, and yesterday we saw how some of the new rules took into effect. We saw a player call a 30-second timeout in the fourth quarter. Didn't get a chance to see a coach use one of the challenges, but again, in the fourth quarter with only 1 import on the court, it turns out it's going to be your locals who are going to have to help you decide the game.
Getting a look, Quincy Davis stepping onto the court. He is in the starting lineup. Highly anticipated Plus League debut. And for the Taoyuan Pilots, his team, starting at guard, Peng Junyan and Sun Ziyao. And then we'll have to find their pictures, but Davon Reed and Quincy Davis, number 50, and Kadeem Jack will be playing in the center position. There on the other side are the home Dreamers in white. They'll be starting Yang Seung-yin and Anthony Tucker at shooting guard, Yang Ji-mi at small forward, and at power forward, Jaron Young, and at center, Lee Do-wei, Derek. On hand for the ceremonial tip-off. This year is a special year for the Dreamers. They have a named sponsor in the Taishin Financial Corporation. Sang Rui Chang on hand to put the ball up for our tip. So there we say Quincy Davis on the left and number 50, and then Jaron Young from Texas on the right, number 12 for the Dreamers. They're sporting their kind of new fashion Dreamers home outfit. Merchandise and sales on the side will be an important part of the Plus League business of basketball. And with that, we are just about ready to go.
That's right.
Quite an opening act we had yesterday, a bit of jitters, but after a while, Yang Ji-mi finally scored, and maybe not, hopefully the players and the teams are ready to go today.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Ryan. You said Quincy Davis, which is a name that we haven't heard in the basketball court in the last couple of years in Taiwan. I'm sure that, as we see the general manager of the Pilots right there, another famous Taiwan player. Again, I'm sure everybody in Asia is going to be familiar with Quincy Davis and is excited to see him back on the action on the court.
So the center tipper can't gain possession. So in a way, Davis winning the tip for the Taoyuan Pilots.
Good start,
so
right?
On the floor for the Pilots are their 2 foreign players and Davis, who is registered as a ROC citizen and thus a local player. And so it'll be pretty interesting to see perhaps him play in the fourth quarter along with a foreign player. Pilots turning it over, and the Dreamers will head down on offense. Tucker, who was held to 25% shooting yesterday, controlling right now. Terminating his dribble, and that ball poked away. The Sijin out, number 28. Leading scorer for the Pilots in the preseason. They were held winless in the preseason, so the record doesn't matter, but certainly not a good feeling, and a little bit more pressure on Chen, the general manager for the Pilots organization.
Again, like yesterday's game, Ryan, a rough start for both teams. A couple turnovers for the Pilots, 1 turnover for the Dreamers. Hopefully we can get that cleaned up and start going.
So yesterday we had the Dreamers and the Braves. Those are 2 professional teams that played in the ABL. Now Young on the left wing pulls up, a little bit short. And Davis with his board, he'll bring it up himself. He was known for being a guy that the team trusted so much, including starting the offense from the defensive rebound side.
That's right. Q has done a great job over his career in Taiwan of getting rebounds and starting the break, whether it's dribbling up himself like we just saw him do, or making that quick outlet pass.
Jack missing that isolation shot. Guarding Young right now. Crossover to Derek. But Young will retain possession, but not after a turnover. Davis again leading the break. And kicked out of bounds. Still be Pilot's ball.
Again, the sloppy start. We can obviously see that Coach Julius isn't a big fan. It goes right into a timeout in the first 2 minutes of the game.
The Dreamers played yesterday. We'll see if fatigue will play into the game in the later stages. But we're here in Changhua. Stay with us. We'll be back with more Plus League action.
What's up, everybody? I'm Baron Davis, and I have to say that I'm so excited to be a part of the P.LEAGUE. I think great basketball is coming. I'm going to do my best to bring talent, to recruit talent from the U.S., but to also come and work with the local talent and to make sure that we make this league the best league that it can possibly be. I look so forward. Shout out to Blackie Chen. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Kai. I'm so happy to be a part of this. Good luck. Let's get it.
That was retired NBA guard Baron Davis on your screen, referring to our CEO, Charles Chen, with the nickname Blackie. We call him Hater here in Taiwan. It's not derogatory, it's just, unfortunately, we don't have a great translation. Talking about a possible collaboration in the workings. So the Pilots will inbound here, and they have an interesting story because they are actually one of two teams in the same basketball operation. Jack underneath, getting a shot blocked by Derek, trying to find room. Finally, the foul was called on the floor.
And this is going to be the big challenge for the Dreamers again. Yesterday they did a great job from the three-point line, but they just got murdered on the offensive glass. It was 22-4 offensive rebounds for the Braves last night. Again, we see right here in the first quarter, it's going to be on all the locals to come back and help their bigs with the rebound.
Let's do it.
Missing the first free throw.
Thank you very much. Okay.
So Derek, veteran center, played in Chinese Taipei in the past, but having to come against bigs, very skilled and very relentless with positioning. Jack making the second free throw, and we have the first points of the game. The Dreamers running their 5-out motion. Yang Sun-Yan in the corner. And bouncing in and out. Derek looking back at the hoop for Young. Choosing not to reload. Poked out of bounds.
We can see right out of that timeout, the pace of the Dreamers has picked up a lot. Again, all 5 players moving. Handoffs, drives, kicks, good shots. Just didn't get a chance to make it.
So we're seeing for the first time the Pilots with their new all-orange uniforms. They were still working that out, being kind of a new basketball franchise. There's a missed shot by Tucker. From Taoyuan, known for the biggest international airport here in Taiwan. There's a shot from Reed, no good. Young will sky for the rebound over Kadeem Jack.
And that's what the Dreamers are going to need. They're going to need their smalls to come back and help out on the boards because they can't rely on
with a floater and blocked by Reed. Davon Reed out of Miami University, the U. To the corner, that side spinning shot will not fall. Couple collisions for the rebound, and eventually it'll be Dreamers basketball. So where was I? Taoyuan International Airport, one of the 50th busiest by travel volume. So interestingly enough, they actually kind of have a sister team in the Rakuten Monkeys, also kind of playing along with that Taoyuan theme. So the other team is the SBL Taoyuan. There's a shot by Yang Sun-Yan. Finally making one. The Dreamers are on the board. So, Coach Ben, I'd like to ask you, what is the identity of the Taoyuan basketball operations and the players and the team?
It's going to be very interesting. Through the preseason, they didn't have their full roster. I'm sure the fans that watch the preseason games will notice that we still have their interim coach leading the team today as their head coach. As we see his first basket for Quincy in a couple years. I'm sure that's something that all the fans like to see.
Looks like it'll stay Dreamers ball as we get the replay. Quincy Davis, they call him Q. Now Tucker from the top, and will splash that one down.
We can see, just like yesterday, the Dreamers going to that small screen. Again, these other teams are going to have to start scouting and figure out if they're going to switch or show or how they're going to defend it.
Almost guaranteed every team in the Plus League will have a size advantage on the Pilots. There's a missed layup, but a foul called first.
Again, as we look at Q, sliding down the lane is what he does best. Great at finding open spots on defense and finishing no problem for Mr. Davis.
Our 3D replay powered by Taiwan Mobile. Thanks to the fine folks over there for providing us with that interesting technology. First free throw, and it falls.
Again, as I said, we can see interim head coach standing there on the sidelines. So the Pilots' their head coach has had some personal issues and has taken a leave from the team. So we'll see how he's able to form the identity with his own squad.
Free throw was short, so 1 of 2. The score, in the 8th minute left in the first quarter. Young for 3 is short as well. Stitching out with a rebound. Guy who got plenty of minutes there, Jack, tipping that one in on the alley-oop.
Again, the Pilots getting into their early offense, getting into some drags really quickly. The Dreamers are going to have to step up a little bit earlier on that open court.
Young playing through contact, but shot blocked. That time by Q. So yesterday we talked about a lot of the golden era players from that 2013 national team, and Quincy Davis was a huge part of that.
That's right. We saw yesterday Amigo with a nice game. Today's game, Quincy starting off really nice. Again, he naturalized to Chinese Taipei in 2013. Was a big part of that team when we were able to go to the Philippines, beat China, and end up 4th in the Asian Championship.
Through the wickets again, and that'll be a turnover on the Dreamers. Yesterday, we have a funny saying in Mandarin when we watch baseball, the train going into the tunnel when the ball goes between a, shall we say, infielder's leg, or maybe in basketball, just a pass recipient's leg.
Exactly.
Funny situation.
Soccer, it's that nutmeg.
So the Pilots conducting their offense. Jack fighting for position with Young. Now Reed, capable shooter with a pullout off iron. So number 1 for the Dreamers, Tianlei in the game. Now Tucker driving. Bumped a couple times, will still get the ball shot up and in.
Yeah, certainly not afraid of contacts. Tucker going right through it, finishing with a little pump in midair.
Now, every team in the league has a home city, but the Dreamers have their home city in Taiwan. They go by the Formosa Dreamers. Formosa is the Portuguese description of beautiful island bestowed on the island of Taiwan when they came upon it decades, centuries ago. Taishin is a bank here, and the Dreamers very fortunate to have a name sponsor kind of propelling the business forward with additional support and funds.
Exactly right. Ryan, we mentioned it yesterday. I'm sure we have a lot of fans from the ABL. The Formosa Dreamers, the first team from Taiwan to play in the ABL, as we see Tianlei missing the layup. They've been able to turn that into a nice job and going professional into this new Plus League.
Previously, there was the Kaohsiung Truth with a very short, just 1-year stint in the ABL from Kaohsiung, the southern port city. Now there's a tip pass out of bounds. Look out. So substitution on the floor. Looks like a number of Pilots coming in. On the other side, Kenny will come on, number 23 on your screen right there. Kenny Chen, also a registered ROC citizen, so we'll be taking up a domestic player slot. Each team has allowed 18 players in total on your roster, 12 active per game. 3 foreign players and 1 Taiwan University student exception. Young showing off the dribble moves against Fan Soren. Ling Yaozong. A little bit of slip and slide, but there is a call on the floor, foul.
That's right, we can see both coaches going to their bench early in the first quarter. Again, the Dreamers with the game yesterday. Obviously, Coach Julius is trying to get some guys an early rest. Here on the Pilot side, Quincy Davis, after not playing in a couple years, I'll definitely have to manage his minutes a little bit.
Stanley receiving the inbound. Looking for a teammate. Nobody's coming open. So Tucker will relieve him. Going one-on-one himself against a smaller Hong Junyan. Shot is short, and Reed would come down with the rebound. Looks like the Pilots eager to push the pace. The Dreamers not in a hurry. There's Reed, a little bit left. Kadeem Jack with the offensive rebounding foul.
But again, that's where Coach Julius talked to him yesterday. Their biggest issue was on the defensive glass. Again, we've seen Jaron Young get in there on the defensive glass a couple times, getting a rebound. This time, creating the foul.
Fouling Jaron Young, who's maybe more profiled as a small forward, but in the Plus League will be playing the number 4 position a lot of the times against other bigs.
That's right.
Kinley, shot blocked. He'll get the rebound back and trying to find a second chance. No good as well. Reed showing off his defensive prowess, getting a couple block shots early in the game. Now working off of Kenny Chen. Chapong will dribble and shoot. A little bit short. Now Young countering, side-stepping, lay that one in. So under 5 minutes to play, the Dreamers have a 10-6 lead in the ballgame. Reed driving, now slowing down with a floater and good. Making the runner no problem. So getting organized again, Kenny given space, now driving right off of Mignoso. Lay it up, no good. So Reed and Jack so far playing through the entire start of the game. Reed making room underneath, and Mignoso cutting without the basketball and finding 2 points.
Again, great cut right there by, again, his English nickname, Manimal. Did a great job off the ball of taking advantage of his defender turning his head, getting the nice bucket as we see Tucker.
Tucker, runner short. He'll collect his own rebound. Driving baseline and finding room. Unable to hit. Some contact. But we'll head down the other way. No call by the refs. They're going to let him play. Home will get fouled on his way to the hoop.
Again, second possession defensively that we've seen Manimal move his feet, stay in front of people, and make him take a tough shot.
There's Reed with the runner off glass. Clean.
Again, these Pilots bigs do a great job moving behind the defense. So when we can get past the first line of defense and the help comes up to step up, they're always going to be cutting behind the defense and have good options.
In the preseason, the Pilots were almost exclusively running just pick and rolls on one side of the floor. So it'll be interesting how they incorporate their international players as Manimal makes that shot off the inbound.
Again, as you said before the game, Ryan, every team can have 3 imports on the roster, but only play 2. The Pilots actually have Willie Warren, an NBA vet who just got out of quarantine earlier this week, so they've kept him out of the roster. Hopefully get him in shape. As you see Jaron Young hit another 3. Obviously, he's a big pick and roll volume player, so when he gets in the game, we'll probably go back to more of those pick and rolls.
There's Achi, Ling Juji, guarding Yang Sun-Yan, and cut behind for an easy layup. The Pilots take the 14-13 lead.
That's a game plan mistake. We see that Jaron Young sticking up on Manimal, who's not really a threat from the outside. He's got to step back, protect the basket a little bit.
Achi cutting right. Not a lot of room. He'll put the shot up and it'll soft touch will be good.
Again, getting into that dribble action, dribble handoff action. The Dreamers, as long as they move the ball, they get good shots.
Reed working with a pick and roll will float this one up and will also fall. Showing off a little bit of an interior game. Derek screens for Young. Will pull up for the three. A little strong. Reed still filling up the stat sheet. Gets another defensive rebound. Still learning his game. Now there's Pong Pong down underneath number 30. Chen with a turnaround. Straight to Jaron Young's arm for the rebound. He'll pull up in the mid-range, and that one will fall. Interesting there. I haven't seen Chen with a turnaround before, but
I'm sure his coach is saying the same thing. He hasn't seen that turnaround much.
Known for his little baby hook, very effective. But right now, Reed conducting the offense from the top against Kenny. Under 2 minutes in the first quarter. Shaking and baking, no good.
As we've seen on both sides, the offense getting a little bit stagnant. Hopefully, I'm sure both coaches will go into there talking about getting some more movement and getting some more people touching the ball.
Not able to free up the teammate. Derek still finding a screen opportunity. Stand-up college player, having a little trouble there. They finally inbound it. Now Kenny from deep. Too short. And the ball will bounce over to the press area. And our cameraman will help retrieve that one.
Again, we talked about both rotations, both teams right now going with one import on the floor. So again, it's going to come down to some of the locals to make something happen offensively.
Switching out, controlling from the top. Working off of Achi again. Rejecting the screen, going the other way. Now finding Reed in the right corner. Will finally force up a shot, no good. G with a head of steam heading down court. We'll pull it back. So from Derek, finding G. No opening there, so he'll pull it back out yet again. To Young. With a pull-up. Short again.
Again, Jaron's been short on a couple of these shots here late in the first quarter. We'll see if that rest that'll get at the end of the quarter helps him a little bit.
Reed with a handoff and finishing the layup on the other side.
Again, Reed just attacking the rim. He's been able to get to the rim at will, knocking guys off and finishing right there.
Young to the basket, sidestepping. Not called. The Dreamers will retain possession. 25 seconds left in clock. G from three and way short. Just clipping the rim. So presumably they'll set up for a last shot. Number 28, coming out. Getting guarded closely by number 30, nicking all the way. Now the Pong Pong looking at a shot on a mismatch. Jaron Young intercepting that one, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. So a little bit of sloppy play. In the end, the Pilots are with a 1-point lead, 18-17. We're here in Zhanghua County Stadium. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben. We'll be right back after the break.
大家等一下要下来玩中场游戏的时候了，我们呢来比一下两边的加油声，哪边大声我们就把球丢给他们。
很开心今天大家都在。那我跟大家讲个事情，其实平常我们自己是不会提起这两个字。
回头是一定找不到的啊。
看到的可能不一样，但我们目标一样。
磊哥，今年有设定什么目标吗？
没有啦，这没什么好说的，说出来就不准。我们都用做的。 可以说的是，我们今天都在这里，我们都是梦想家。
谢谢。
好，我们待会呢要邀请你们来玩中场游戏，精彩的比赛持续，大家加入和呐喊的行列。
Be sure to follow the Plus League by liking our Facebook page, P.LEAGUE Plus. That's P.LEAGUE with the plus symbol at the end. Instagram, P.LEAGUE.official, P.LEAGUE.official, our Instagram. And interact with the Twitter. This is all English, unless the player's name. P@P_League_EN. That's P_League_EN. If you want to keep up to date with the stats of each game, go to the league site, pleagueofficial.com. By the way, we opened up our Jay Chow collaboration fantasy store. Underway here. Junji looks off a shot and passes up to Captain Yang Jingming, excuse me. And the Dreamers will retain possession. Another three goes up, and this time hitting for good. The first points of the game is away.
I'm sure that's something that the Pilots don't want to see. The smallest person on the court getting an offensive rebound, leading to 3 second chance points.
On the court for the first time, Michael Wei.
Again, you can see the Dreamers stepping up the pressure here in the second quarter, forcing a turnover on the first possession.
Briefly on the screen is Yang Yifeng, interim coach for the Pilots. He's also the interim coach for the Taoyuan basketball operations through most of the summer and the fall. So very familiar with the operations, well trusted. Yang Jingming, amigo, with an and one.
Again, obviously the Coach Julius talked about in the timeout, get the ball moving, get to the second side. As we see here, a great screen, great roll by Derek, leading to the wide open lane for Amigo to finish and one.
As part of yesterday's opening game festivities, the first points, the first bucket or whichever, maybe free throw, 2s or 3s, would be kept for commemoration, and that honor belongs to Yang Jingming. Right now at the free throw line with, at the time, an and one that he converted.
Again, great first half yesterday from the three-point line for Amigo yesterday, 5 for 5. Unfortunately, in the second half and in the first half, this thing has yet to hit from downtown.
So with that, the Dreamers open up a 23-18 5-point lead. Jack driving inside and putting up and in. Davis on the floor as well with him. 2 bigs will certainly be a challenge for the Dreamers, who generally only play 1 big at a time. They trust Derek, who's very highly involved. Now Yang Jingming from 3, off iron. Chen Qinghwan with the rebound, and him and his teammates will head down. A little bit stagnant right now. Getting Jack involved with the pick and roll. Looking inside, he's got a size advantage, but very patient. Turning around with the hook shot, can't fall. Now a foul underneath. Will that be Derek's second? Number 23, so Kenny Chen with the foul.
Once more, we saw earlier in the first quarter Jaron Young helping out on the defensive glass. Unfortunately, with him going to the bench, we're going to have to look to some of the other locals to help on the glass.
Here's Kyle Julius on your screen. First free throw is in.
Again, Coach Julius going very early in the second quarter with an all-locals lineup here. On the other hand, the Pilots going with, I guess you can consider Quincy an import, you can consider him a local. As far as the league is concerned, he's a local, but going with 2 bigs.
That free throw doesn't go down, but Davis with the offensive rebound. Kind of stuck in the corner. He's going to try to make a move. Going underneath. That ball is intercepted. Amigo through the middle amongst 2 defenders. Foul and one. There he goes again. That time amongst 2 players. Chen Qinghwan consulting with a coach on the side, actually the referee. The foul on the way up. Amigo, that nickname coming from his Aboriginal tribe, the Ame Zul, called Ami, A-M-I. Able to finish.
These last few quarters, Amigo, as long as he doesn't settle from the 3, he's been able to get to the rim at will. And his second and one of this second quarter. Getting easy points from the free throw line.
So 5 points, make that 6 points with the free throw.
You can see the Pilots going right away, switching out with a couple different guards. And the Dreamers going into a zone look.
Zogway also on the floor now for the first time. Punt to Pong. Up top. Not too strong, but the second bounce will be good. So with that, the Pilots get up to 24 points in the ball game. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Dreamers with their motion. Derek with the screen. All the way with a shot from the top. Too strong, and Hong Junyuan will collect the rebound. Jack working out the much smaller Kenny. Derek over to help, but no good.
And that's going to be the biggest challenge for the Dreamers. With with all locals in the game and only Derek being able to help, as soon as he gets over on the help defense, we're going to have Quincy Davis and Kadeem Jack on the weak side, which is going to leave all the smalls to defend them. A challenge indeed.
So the team has listed them at their positions, but on the floor right now, pretty much just a center and a forward. Jimmy with a tough shot from the corner, no good. Davis collects and throws it ahead. Player on the floor, but he'll be up and okay. Double team on Jack. Ball poked away, almost right to Davis. Out of bounds. And timeout on the floor. That'll be Kyle Julius wanting to talk things over. Coach Julius with an interesting background, one of the new age kind of player development coaches who have eventually making his way up to a head coach of a team. With that, we'll be going to a break, trying to get reorganized. Thanks for watching the Plus League. We'll be right back.
我们看到 Formosa Sexy 出现在我们的观众席。 举起来，秀出你最多的热情，让我们 Sexy 的成员们可以看得到你哦。
好，谢谢我们的 Formosa Sexy。 30时间到。
Help prevent COVID-19 from infecting yourself, your loved ones, and your community. Wear your mask outside of your house, wash your hands frequently, and follow the guides of health experts. The vaccine plus these safe practices will all get through the time of COVID-19. After the timeout, let's see what the Dreamers have in store right now. The score is tied at 26. Finally, our baseline cameramen are all settled back under the hoop, and we're ready to go.
You can see coming out of the timeout, Coach Julius going back with Darren Young, hopefully settling them down on offense, but most importantly, giving them a little bit more size on defense.
Wei receiving the pass, now heading up the middle. No opening quite yet. He'll have to shoot. That ball tipped by Davis. Kadeem Jack swooping in to ensure that the Pilots get the possession. A successful defense. Shot from the corner. Off iron. Davis there to collect, but he just knocks it out of bounds.
It's, I think, the third or fourth air ball that we've seen this game, Ryan. I'm not sure if they forgot to close one of the windows up in the upper deck or what's going on. But hopefully the players can adjust as we go forward in the game.
We're here at Zhonghua County Stadium, which is on the Jingguo University Tech campus. Tucker now in the ball game. Number 2, giving it off to Amigo. Trying to find an opening. He's guarded tight to Derek up top. He'll pump. No opening. So trying to get the ball to Tucker. He's open. Shot goes up. A little too strong.
Great job right there by the Pilots, getting physical on those handoffs, not giving any easy catches.
Davis stepping back for the 3, and he will hit. First three-pointer in 2 years for Davis, who has spent some time in what was originally his retirement here in Taiwan. Now Derek sizing up Davis, but will hand it off all the way with his shot. And Derek with a putback. Soft touch, and he got the 2 points.
You can see that the Dreamers, instead of going to the 2 imports, they go to the weak side with one of the weaker defenders, able to get a good look, and a nice follow from Derek Lee.
So we have a tight one going in this ball game, 28-29, with the Pilots ahead by 1. To the corner, Zhang left alone. That shot will be a little too strong. Derek will finally collect a rebound amongst two bigs. Some way from the right wing, no good. Young flies up for the rebound, but called for the out of bounds on the baseline.
We can see right now, crowd favorite Tank, the 130-kilogram big coming into the game. Hopefully helping out defensively and on the defensive glass as the Pilots call a timeout to readjust.
So they want to talk it over and figure themselves out. There, Davis getting in the 3D replay treatment. He was actually inside the three-point line already, and he took a step back.
One of the slowest step backs in basketball history.
For preparation for the game, I watched back to the 2013 Chinese Taipei victory against Team China in the East Asian Games, where Davis played a big role, kind of holding off defenders, holding down the paint, listening into the timeout on the Pilot side. There, Chen, general manager, former player himself, with the moniker the Jumpman of Taiwan. So the Pilots are ready to go, sporting their Ling Hungren outfits. That last character is actually changed out, where from Pilot, a personnel yuan, to a ape yuan. That's just how it goes in Mandarins. The same sounds could represent different words. How has the Mandarin lessons been going for you, Coach David?
I'm just enjoying you teach me what's going on over here, Ryan. Chinese definitely not the easiest language to learn in the world.
All right, now we're about ready. Yang Yifeng looking on.
Davon Reed back in the game for the Pilots. We see that three import lineup again for them.
Pong, though, with control of the basketball, will find Reed. The left wing spot up, no good. Reed, excuse me, Jeff flying in for the board, but nothing there. Young shoots from the left wing, no good. Davis with the rebound. They were going to push it ahead up with pace. To the corner, Chen Jinghwan, veteran, will help out Reed. No, ball went out of bounds first. Getting helped up by Coach Kyle Julius. We're still friendly here in the Plus League.
You can see the Dreamers going back into that 3-2 zone. We'll see if the Pilots watch last night's game to see how the Fubon Braves broke it, to see if they can get some good opportunities.
I was speaking to basketball journalist Andy before, and he had Chen Jinghwan, number 23, as one of his guys to look out for with the Pilots. Now taking a seat for Li Yaozong on your screen right now, the Manimal. So as of right now, the Dreamers going with two bigs actually. Amigo sidestepping the dribble, the shot, no good. So the Dreamers won't play two bigs a lot of the time, but they are now kind of showing off a zone front. Li Yaozong driving baseline, layup a little too strong, but Young poked it out of bounds.
And that's the challenge for the Dreamers going into the zone look. As soon as one of their bigs gets drug out to the outside to contest a three-pointer, they've only had one in the paint to get rebounds. As we see the refs call the ball for the Dreamers.
So after a little bit of collaboration, the call is changed. Part of being in the Plus League is heightened design, and that includes the referee's outfits. Going with a gold front and black back. Now Young driving in. He's fouled on his way to the hoop. Li Yaozong not happy with that call, but that'll be the foul call, his second.
The third time this quarter that the Dreamers have gone at Manimal, looking at that matchup, thinking that they could take advantage of it. He's done a good job keeping his feet moving, but this time getting his hands caught in the ball.
1, 2, 3, 4, and the ball finally falls. 1 point for the Dreamers, tied at 29. Yesterday we had a high-scoring affair in the first half, both teams getting over 50 points. 2 for 2.
And that's going to be the Dreamers' challenge this whole season. With that first half yesterday, like you said, very high score, and the Dreamers 10 of 18 from the three-point line. Unfortunately, as we went into the second half, 6 of 26, they couldn't keep that high-scoring pace up. They're going to have to find a way to score in the paint, not just from the three-point line.
Jack getting the high post. Now Reed foul on the shot. That time Jaron Young closing out, but not doing so cleanly. Getting the replay. A little bit on the hand, right hand, yes, making contact. Not sure if Young is frustrated with himself or frustrated with the call.
Probably a little bit of both. It'll be interesting to see how much longer the Dreamers will go with this zone that they're in right now. Coach Julius has it designed so there's some players that he can accept taking threes and others not. Pretty sure that that was a defensive mismatch right there where he didn't want number 5 Kadeem, where he didn't want him to shoot the three. So we'll see going forward if they can clean up some of those mismatch mistakes.
Second free throw also goes down. Now Pilots with a 1-point lead. 5 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first half. 3 for 3. So we're in Taoyuan County Stadium, and it's been home of the Dreamers for 3 years, playing in the ABL, the ASEAN Basketball League across Southeast Asia. Intercepted that time. Derek trying to find Tucker. Now Reed heading to the hoop. Ball comes out. They'll be going the other way. Amigo slowing it down, working off the left side. Getting the screen, switching directions. And giving it up to Derek. He'll drive to the corner for Tucker. Professor, can he make? A little short. Fighting for the rebound. Wambodze will commit the foul.
But that's where we see the Dreamers. Drive, kick, wide open shot in the corner. Now it's just got to be making shots.
Simple formula prescribed. Davon Reed kind of just losing the basketball on his way up. So this is the home of the Dreamers, which is not unique to the Formosa basketball operation, but new to domestic basketball competition in Taiwan. Now Kadeem Jack from deep, and he'll splash that one down.
A little bit of a miscommunication there from the Dreamers. Not sure if they were in a box and one or an all switch. Miscommunication leading Kadeem Jack open from three. Able to knock it down.
Showing help on the pick and roll. Now Tucker will hand off to Young. Work from the top. Now Derek from the right corner, left corner. No good. Reed will collect yet another rebound and head down. Pick and roll Jack. Lethal combination. No opening though. Sujin Yao will give it over to Jack with a 4-inch advantage on Wambodze. Poked away and stay out of bounds. It will stay Pilot basketball.
And that's where we've seen since last night. The Dreamers do a great job of contesting every pass into the post. Whether it's three-quarters, whether it's full front. They know they're undersized. They got to pressure the pass, get there, and not let them have any easy passes. Quick hands right there from Tang.
Smart player, also a very capable passer. Block shot by Young, and he'll start the break. Not a lot of help with him. Eventually it arrives. So as hard as it is to believe, the home court in Taiwan is the first thing. Wambodze collects the rebound and called for the foul is a Pilots player. So Kadeem Jack called for the foul. Right now, right in front of us, communicating with Willie Warren, sitting courtside, not active for today's game. Free throw bounces out. Now, when the foreign players come to Taiwan in 2020, they have to, along with all travelers, not together, in their own isolation, quarantine for 14 days as part of Taiwan's prevention against COVID-19 from being imported.
That's right, Ryan. You can, if you're on social media, you can see tons of clips from players who are stuck in their hotel room for a nice look there from Angry Bird. Number 63, Peng Junyan, looking for the dish to Kadeem Jack. In those 14 days in quarantine, it's tough for these guys to stay in shape. So they bring in some elastic bands, they bring in balls, they bring in some smaller hand weights. But again, after those 14 days, it's tough for them to get back into basketball shape as we look at another turnover there from the Dreamers.
Yao will terminate the dribble and look for Jack again on the block. He's working off of Derek, but gives it away to Tucker, who's in the middle of that pass. Good maneuver over here. To Derek, driving. Ball poked, but called for the foul.
This is what's going to happen as you get more acquainted with the opponents. We saw in the first couple plays, the Dreamers going helping hard on Kadeem Jack. After a couple possessions, they realized, you know what, we can let him go one-on-one against Derek and let him pass that. As we see Kadeem Jack doing what he does best, moving on the weak side and getting open for a dunk.
Now there's a great poster. Fine photographers with the Plus League, with the press, with the media, with the Dreamers, of course, and the Pilots. Hopefully you got that one for your Kodak moment. Reggie Miller's favorite line. Derek. Free throw no good. The Pilots with a 5-point lead, 37-32, under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Pondrian not seeing a ton of action in the preseason, but getting the start and a lot of the minutes here. Reed working on Young, getting the screen from Pum Pum, that's number 30. Giving it up, the three will go up and swirl in.
Okay, great job spacing on the weak side by number 63. Again, as you can see the close-up, his nickname from his import players, we call him Angry Bird because he looks like, well, an angry bird.
Amigo turning around that pick, going inside, kind of losing the basketball. Reed poking that one out of bounds, almost an interception, heading the other way.
Great individual defensive effort right there by all of the guards. As we see right there, Kenny probably helping one step too much, leaving the wide open shot from the perimeter. Pilots able to knock it down.
So our broadcast table, as that shot goes up, from way long, no good. So under 2 minutes to play, the Pilots will try to expand on this lead. Reed driving through the middle, tough shot, a lot of contact, but nothing called. Derek will finally collect. Amigo straight to the hoop and no resistance, but blows the layup. Young there for the putback. We talked a lot in the preseason, Andy and I, about Fang Chang, where you blow an easy layup. It's a funny phrase that we use quite often in Taiwan about talking about basketball.
That's right, and that's where Jaren Young's probably getting used to his teammates. He knows that unfortunately some of these guys are a little more susceptible to missing those wide open layups, going in for the easy follow.
You wouldn't expect it out of Young. There's a nice cut without the basketball. Is that Yao, number 28? There for the score.
We've talked about it since the first quarter. These Pilots do a great job moving off the ball. As soon as the defender turns his head, they're able to cut right behind to make the defense work. If they don't, wide open layups.
So Yang cutting down the left side again and will throw that away. Active hands by the Pilots with a fancy block. Jaren Young and a blown layup and a foul from behind. Kenny Chen preventing the easy basket. That chase down block, Jaren Young special. Even though he went to the weak-hand side, Young's still able to make his own room, flying in with the right-handed block.
It's one of the ones where you got to get that slow-mo replay.
Reed unable to put it back, but he was fouled behind by 6'1" Kenny Chen from behind. That free throw bounces left, right, and out.
You see Davon Reed doing a little bit of everything today. Driving, bumping guys off, finishing midair, shooting from the outside, and right there getting a nice follow opportunity on the fast break.
38 seconds left in the first half. Young will take his time. Now speeding it up. Left and right dribbling, shaking and baking to the hoop. And fouled and one. Flipping that one up. 2 points and the harm.
And that's something that the Pilots can't allow to happen. You've got two bigs in the game. You can't let guys finish and get and ones right in front of you.
After they communicate with head coach Yang Yifeng on this side. They'll get the mop out and clean up the sweat off the floor. Very important for player safety. There's Jaron Young on your screen. Quincy Davis, Los Angeles native. Been in Taiwan for close to a decade by now.
That's right.
28 seconds left, so presumably one possession, maybe a full court shot later. Free throw in. The Dreamers pull it to within 6. Bong Junyan back in the game. We get this offense going with Reed kind of getting in the way of Kenny. Nothing going right now. They're taking their time home, finding some room. Sitting out with a fancy footwork, but kind of was running out of room. Amigo stumbling, trying to get the ball up court. 5-4, Derek with the mid-range. A little too strong. Quincy with the rebound. And he's three-quarter court attempt. No good. Off iron, and so that will be the first half. Dreamers down by 6. Pilots making their season debut. Lead the game 43-37. Halftime is 15 minutes. We'll be right here with our halftime coverage here in the Plus League. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben, longtime head coach of the Taoyuan basketball team in the SBL. Our colleague Aaron Young will be conducting the halftime interview. And I've been told we have Davon Reed will be the subject of the interview. So the Dreamers came out with the early lead, but the Pilots able to turn it around. So while the halftime festivities go down, we're waiting on the interview to come through.
好，我们在场边要访问到的是上半场打得非常出色的 Davon Reed. Okay, Davon. Actually,
we'll hand it over to
very first game in Taiwan, right? So it's a new fans and new teammates in a new league. So how does that make you feel so far?
I'm excited to be here. Grateful for the opportunity to be able to play professionally in Taiwan. It's my first time playing overseas, so I'm looking forward to bringing my energy, my effort, my talent, and helping my team win a championship.
Okay, actually in the first half, you are everywhere, man. Passing the ball, rebounding, and getting buckets. What is your game plan offensively?
Say that one more time.
What is your game plan offensively?
I can do a lot of different things, but most importantly, it's just trying to play off my team. Whatever my team needs me to do, whether it's score, pass, rebound, I just want to win over everything. I'm capable of doing a lot. Not too happy with my performance. Haven't played basketball since last March, so just shaking the rust off. The next half, I'll look to have a better half.
All right, good luck in the second half. Thanks. 好，我们问到的 Davon 先谈到了在新的联盟哦，新的队友、新的环境情况下。
And there's the interview with Davon Reed, saying how he has higher expectations of himself, but he's got to work through the maybe getting back in condition. So he was filling up the stat sheet with 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and I'm looking here at 2 steals as well, very disruptive with his active hands. Very excited to have him and the rest of his teammates. We'll be going to break and coming back with more halftime analysis. Stick with us.
友们把我们今天准备的官方的周边帮我们佩戴在身上。哇，这个年纪轻轻的，
我们把礼物秀出来，
好秀出来，好
把礼物秀出来，
直接海放了哈，这太厉害了。OK， 先帮我们把我们手上的，对我们今天送出来的礼物拿在手中。好，也请5位，我们先看看我们来。好 ，OK， 帅了。好，我们看看正前方，谢谢，先看正前方。
好，我们来看正前方，比个赞哦，或比个耶哦。我们尚总跟我们的吉祥物。好，倒数5秒钟，5、4、3、2、1。
OK， 恭喜2位，谢谢，
谢谢我们2位。尚总留步，
尚总经理请留步，我们准备要来刚刚我们抽出来的幸运的梦想金币的得主，也快的来到了我们的场中央。啊，你看看我们尚总经理一摸到我们的 Richard 有加持的感觉哈，希望我们接下来下半场 Dreamers 要继续的给他加油下去。好，来我们请往中间站，
我们3位的球迷朋友往尚总的左右两边站一下，谢谢。
OK，Richard 我们也站紧紧的哈，我们紧中间。
好，这边是1000 point 的得主，这边是加码的2000
point 的得主，恭喜！我们先看看正中间，谢谢。
比个赞好吗？比个赞。好，来，倒数5秒钟，5、4、3、2、1。好，谢谢，掌声鼓励。
谢谢，也再一次谢谢尚总经理，谢谢，恭喜我们以上的得奖者。哦，连 Richard 同样的都可以比出赞的，我觉得真的是太可爱了。
对，我们在利用中场的时间，还是要跟所有现场的朋友们感谢一下。同时呢，我们也要先祝大家这个圣诞快乐。希望在圣诞节的前夕，可以把我们主场的胜利给手下拿下来，也可以说是我们今年2020的主场最后一场，明年再见面就是2021年的1月底了。所以各位扮演最佳第一。
Next week, after Christmas Friday, will be the debut of the G02 Lioneers. They will play host in Hsinchu County Stadium Saturday and Sunday, December 26th and 27th. There are our colleagues on the Mandarin broadcast doing a great job for us. Special broadcast in collaboration between FTV and Momo TV. Anyways, you can watch all Plus League basketball on YouTube. And if you're in Taiwan and you want to watch the game, go to tixcraft.com and search Lioneers. So taking a look at the stats from the first half, the team comparisons, shooting percentage favoring the Pilots by quite a large margin. The Dreamers pretty woeful shooting percentage wise, but they're hanging on thanks to being almost equal in the rebounding departments. Pilots with a lot more assists and the turnover is just about equal. Well, Coach Ben, this is our true first look at the Pilots. They haven't had their imports player in the preseason, and actually their domestic players, they were still shuffling them in and out of the lineup and signing new guys as they were going.
That's right, so we can see right there that the top 2 scorers for the Pilots are their 2 imports, Davon Reed and Kadeem Jack. Yeah, it's nice to be able to see them, how they fit into the team. Davon Reed with struggling a little bit from the outside, but getting involved everywhere else, whether it's driving, doing a great job getting to the line with rebounding, and Kadeem Jack probably fitting a little bit more off the ball, just finding good spaces to catch and just finish right there. We'll see how they go on in the second half.
We're still looking for the Dreamers' offensive explosion, and we'll have to see if we can get that in the second half. We'll be going to a break and back with more halftime analysis after this. Welcome back to the broadcast and seeing some of the faces in the crowd enjoying beverages and snacks. A special privilege that the Plus League like to open up to their fans. Checking out the highlights from the first half of this Dreamers Pilots basketball game. Coach Ben, what do the Dreamers look to do to get themselves back ahead in the second half?
Well, we can see from the first highlight was the Dreamers hitting a three. Unfortunately, other than that three, they really struggled, going 4 of 24 from the three-point line. We talked before the game about how they had to be competitive on the defensive glass. They've done a decent job there, but they just haven't been able to hit shots in the first half. And Ryan, you said in the earlier segment, their field goal percentage is less than ideal. I guess we can say that. They're getting some wide open shots. I'm not sure if it's a result of the fatigue playing a back-to-back or whatever, but they're going to have to start making some shots in the second half if they're going to have a chance to win.
So not a lot of scoring for any of the Dreamers. Jaren Young with a team-high 14 points. I think it also kind of a lot of the scoring burden might need to look at their 1 or 2 smaller guards on the floor knocking down threes of their own, because they're not going to provide too much defensive resistance against the much bigger Pilots at all positions.
That's right. That's just going to be how the Dreamers are playing this season. They're going to spread the floor, get some nice drives. As soon as the defense helps, kick it out and have wide open shots. Unfortunately, we can look and see that Anthony Tucker struggled a little bit after his struggles in the second half yesterday. Again, going 1 for 4 from 2, 1 of 5 from the three-point line, not even getting to the free throw line. So he's going to have a better performance here in the second half, not just by himself, but also being able to set up his teammates for some good shots.
So a little bit of scheduling basics. Each team will operate their home arenas, as we mentioned before, and we'll tell you about the cities as we go. Now, each team will play 24 games in their total schedule for an entire league schedule of 48 games, beginning December 19th, yesterday, and going on until April 10th, where a 5-game play-in series between the second and third place teams in winning percentage will the winner will take on the first percentage place overall winner of the season in the championship series. More Plus League. We'll be back after a break.
下半场第3节比赛即将开始。
You're watching the Plus League on FTV, Momo TV, and YouTube, brought to you with Mandarin and English broadcasts. If you're enjoying the game or the broadcast on YouTube, please leave a like and join the chat. If you're watching this on replay, go ahead and leave a comment. How are we doing? How are you? How excited are you for the basketball? Or how jealous are you of our COVID-19 prevention? In 2020, Taiwan's been doing a great job, and we had this opportunity to have close to capacity crowd last night and mostly filled arena today. Just about ready to get started with the second half of action. A much lower scoring affair right now. Pilots 43, Dreamers 37. 12-minute quarters in the Plus League for more action, more fun, more excitement. Reed finding Jack there, running a horn set. Davis setting up a screen for Reed, and there's a tangle up. Amigo called for the foul.
You can see the Dreamers once again at the start of the quarter starting with a very physical, aggressive defense. Amigo getting called for the foul, but again, with no foul trouble, I'm sure that's not something that the coach minds seeing.
So Jack to Reed with a handoff and roll. Going out to Pong. He'll fire from deep and splash that one down.
Yeah, this looks to be a repeat from yesterday with yesterday Jet Chang hitting a bunch of threes right in the Dreamers' face. Today, switching to number 63, Angry Bird, hitting those right in their faces.
Amigo likes to establish the pivot, but like so. Derek passing it off a Pilot, and they will retain possession, but only 2.2 on the shot clock.
And that's a shot Derek's just got to finish. Again, two smaller guards on him. He's just got to go right up through the contact.
Yang slips underneath and will score the layup.
Again, miscommunication there on the weak side. Is Amigo able to slip in for an easy layup on the baseline out of bounds?
Zhao fly to the other side and lay the reverse layup in.
For about the third time this game, the Pilots have been able to pass right up into the corner in transition. Go right at the mismatch for an easy layup. Weak side defense not paying attention.
9-point lead as Tucker maneuvering his way middle. Not the fastest driver, but his change of pace and his change of stride length makes him a very hard guy to figure out on the drive. There's Derek with a nice give and go action with Amigo for 2 points.
That's what we just said. Derek's got to be able to finish those. His teammates setting up for easy baskets, just got to lay it right up.
Just because there are two bigs on the other team doesn't mean you can't score as well.
Exactly.
Jack working on Young with Derek nearby for help. He'll pull up. Shot will bounce. And the Dreamers will finally corral the rebound.
See the undersized Jaren Young again, battling, forcing Kadeem Jack out into the perimeter.
Sidesteps and splashes that jumper down.
Yeah, Jaren Young showing a contribution on both sides of the ball.
Angry Bird 63 Paul will hand it off to Reed. And a 1-4 set. Reed on the switch. Now Young guarding Jack. But Reed ready to take Jaren Young one-on-one. Running out of time, he'll flip it up, and too strong.
Once again, Jaren Young showing a great job defensively one-on-one, staying in front, forcing a tough shot, forcing a 24-second shot clock violation.
Right in front of us, Amigo will inbound the ball. There's Derek on your screen, coming over for a little peek, but the guards don't need him. They'll get their offense started. Tucker making 6 of 6 threes in the first quarter against the Lioneers back when they were playing in Taipei. They're excited there. Derek laying that one up. Can't finish, but getting the rebound. Young cutting. A lot of contact. His turnaround is good.
There, the Dreamers taking a page out of the Pilots book on those drives, being able to cut back door and getting a nice 2-point basket.
So Reed working with Jack yet again. That's the two-man game they want to go for. Jack with an air ball and throwing it to a Dreamer on this side. He'll be all right after saying hello to the press near us. So a lot of the Pilots calling for travels on Amigo.
Amigo continuing to struggle from the perimeter in this game.
Poked away by Tucker, but Zhao, look what I found.
see the Pilots continuing to get behind the defense in transition. That's the second consecutive basket for Ayao right there, running to the corner and then going back door.
The pace of this game is picked up by quite a bit. There's a foul called against the Pilots. Davis with the foul on the rebound. Just looks like such a cool character. Hardly any reaction, emotional reaction. Hardly any facial expression changes. That time Tucker with the assist to Su Jinyao. Oh wait, that's not how this works. Anyways, the Dreamers with the inbound. They'll get started. So a little bit of rough play going on as they're trying to set up Tucker. He steps back. We'll splash that one down.
The Dreamers hope that that's a sign of things to come. Tucker finally being able to connect from the three-point line.
Reed having the ball taken away and an unsportsmanlike foul.
That's a play where the guards have to come back. Again, Davon Reed being pressured up there. He's not used to handling the ball in those situations. Come back, get the ball, let him get back to where he's comfortable, just shooting or driving.
And Yang Jiming indicating before the referee, he thought it was a unsportsmanlike foul, fouling from behind. And that will be the call. Good defense there, leading to 2 free throws and the possession.
So we talked about from the beginning of the third quarter, the Dreamers stepping up their defensive effort. As soon as they can get the ball stopped, they've done a good job defensively. Unfortunately, they've got caught a couple times in transition, letting Su Jinyao get behind the defense for a couple layups.
2 for 2, and that means we have a tied ball game at 50-50. Under 8 minutes to play in this game. The Formosa Dreamers in white, the Taoyuan Pilots in orange, showing up their brand new uniforms, looking good. Tucker driving middle, and he's got space and one.
Again, as we said, Tucker being able to get on the board from the three-point line, now being able to get off a great screen set by his teammate, curling into the lane for another and one opportunity. Coach Yifeng right there has got to make some adjustments.
With General Manager Sean close to him on the bench. There's a little touch foul on Tucker on the elbows perhaps, but not enough to affect him from laying that ball in.
And that, Ryan, you talked about it. He's not the quickest player in the world, but he knows how to use his body. He knows how to use change of speed.
Can't extend the lead on the missed free throw. And the Pilots will see how they try to get on the board. Jack setting up the screen for Pom. Is he open? Throws it over Jack's head. A little bit too much mustard on that one.
Again, on the Spain pick and roll, a little bit of miscommunication. Again, the shooter on the weak side cutting back door, and point guard passing to where he was standing instead of where he was standing at the point.
In the game now, Yang Sun-yen. He passes it into Tucker, and they'll get going. Getting trapped in the corner, Derek finishing over Rialto.
And that's what we said. Derek did a great job from yesterday's game. Rolling down the lane, getting good opportunities, just got to be able to shoot.
Decision out. No fake. Jack having that ball poked away from behind by Young. The long arms coming into play there. Amigo. Jab stepping. Will not take the shot. Now Young in the corner. His turn to take Devon Reed. Pull up, too short.
And that's got to drive Coach Julius crazy. The last couple of possessions, they've done a good job getting some movement, getting some action, getting a number of people to touch the ball on that side of the ball, sticking in the same corner. As we see again, the Pilots getting an offensive rebound with a putback by Kadeem Jack. But that's something that the Dreamers have to get back to. As soon as they get the Pilots defense moving, they get good looks everywhere. See what they do on this possession.
So as of right now, Kadeem Jack guarding Young, but on the switch. Kind of getting some confusion going against the Pilots. Amigo with a long 2, unable to hit.
One more time, ball staying on the same side of the floor, not switching it. Defense able to just focus on a couple guys.
Reed driving, and a tough finish. Able to knock that one in.
Dreamers once more struggling in that transition defense. We're getting right into a drag action. The Pilots able to take advantage.
So Amigo, backdoor to Tucker, but he's still guarded. To the corner, Chen to Derek. On a fading shot, no good. Pilots playing with pace. Nice shake, and fouled on his way to the hoop. Young helping out his opponent. Just a regular foul and some free throws coming up.
Great little in and out right there by the local point guard. We'll see if they continue to attack in transition before the Dreamers can get back and get their defense set up.
Tie ball game, 54 points apiece. 5 minutes and 33 seconds left in this Plus League game. Welcome to Game 2 of the Plus League. We'll be right back.
好，看到我们 sexy 的成员出现在大家面前，把手举起来，让我们 sexy 的成员看到你们在哪里哦。
放在我的身上，我用音乐实力从地下开始打到线上，没实力的人还在努力包装他的形象，我早就跑得太远，速度太快你跟不上，我和 Andrew 一起 make some new sick shit， 改变你的听觉，让你喜欢这种感觉，我们进入你的世界 ，hip hop 配上电子音乐，开拓新的视野，那些旧的思想，劝你别再继续浪费时间。
Be sure to follow the Plus League by liking our Facebook page, P.LEAGUE with the plus symbol, P.LEAGUE plus, Instagram, P.LEAGUE.official, and Twitter, P_League_EN. Trying to listen in on Kyle Julius's huddle. A little bit too late for that. Anyways, P_League_EN is our league Twitter account, which will be your best way to communicate with the league with us. That's on Twitter. If you want to keep up with the stats of each game and the results, and our new released league store, PLeagueofficial.com. It's been a long way coming to get this league going since it was just an idea in the spring, back when May, where Charles Chen, CEO, just made the announcement, and here we are 7 months later. So after the timeout, there's a substitution where Wu Songwei will come into the game. Free throws for the Angry Bird. Short. His second. And short again. Pilots with a rebound and the putback by Jack. He thought he was fouled.
Once more, with Derek Lee coming out of the game, relying on the undersized big Tinley to control the defensive rebounds. It's going to have to come on the smalls to come back and help them out a little bit.
Tinley, veteran with Team Chinese Taipei and in Taiwan basketball. That time, Amigo turning it over. Several Pilots in the area. Foul and one. Once more, the Pilots doing a great job attacking in transition, getting easy buckets, getting and ones. And right now, it's become those easy buckets that the Pilots are winning the game. Kadeem Jack getting some camera time. Very close to us. His teammate Willie Warren not active in the game, sending him encouragement. Warren is a veteran of the CBA, having the scoring record for a single season of 39 points. Maybe we'll see him next week in Hsinchu. Free throw is in. 3-point play. And with that, a 5-point lead for the Pilots. Dreamers got to step up their game to avoid going 0-2 on their own opening weekend. Opening weekend of the league, too. Tucker to the corner. Amigo from the right corner splashed that one down.
And that's something that I'm sure Coach Julius loves to see. After not hitting a three since the first half of the last game, Amigo finally getting on the board here in the third quarter.
Trying to get the crowd involved. Loud defensive chance, but open shot slipping out. Too short. That long rebound, Amigo will collect and will charge ahead.
And we can see the Dreamers going back into that zone look. And again, those smalls coming back to help out on the defensive glass. Davon Reed reaching in on Amigo's drive, giving him an opportunity to get 2 points to the easy way.
Replay, working with Tianlei, longtime teammate. Team Chinese Taipei, our national team. Also the three made. He had a team-high 30 points in last night's contest. Mentioned he was the first to score in league history, getting to sign that first basketball with the golden marker. Really cool. Free throw in means it's a 1-point deficit with a chance to tie it right here. Davon Reed in with the rebound. And the Pilots ready to get going again. Reed shaking up a shot and throwing it away. David coming for the screen, not expecting the pass. Now all the way from the right corner, off iron, bounced a couple times, and look who it is. Now Chen able to take advantage of Davis and Jack fighting each other for the rebound, not knowing that they were teammates. So with a second chance, Tucker, the professor, intentionally going up for the three, not able to hit. Davis with the rebound. Jack up ahead to his teammate for 2 easy points.
We can see on one side the Dreamers with a bad shot from the corner. Once more, Su Jinyao leaking out on the offensive end, getting an easy layup in transition.
So Tucker driving baseline, making it harder on himself, but able to lay the ball up and in.
Great job protecting from Quincy Davis right there. Being able to lay it up on the reverse side.
There's Tucker on your screen. Nicknamed the Professor. Capable of three-point shooting Jack. Hit on the way up and able to knock that mid-range down. That time Kenny Chen on defending him.
And that's something where those smalls got to come back and help a little bit. You can't let them take there, get the ball, dribble 3 times, lay it right in there. You got to help dig in the paint. Otherwise, Kenny Chen's a little too small.
After some instructions from both head coaches to their players, we're ready for this free throw. The Pilots able to take advantage of their size, getting a lot of and ones. Davis fouled on the rebound by Tianlei.
And that's the second time we've seen an offensive rebound off of a free throw. So I'm not sure if they're going to have to line up a little bit differently for the Dreamers, or they're going to have a guard come in from the three-point line to help out a little bit. But Quincy Davis doing a great job being aggressive. See Coach Julius putting Derek Lee back in the game, getting some size to help on the defensive boards.
Jaron Young coming in as well. So 11 fouls for the Dreamers, 12 for the Pilots, so that department not too far apart. Referees got to go to the table for something. It's 2 free throws indeed.
Dreamers being in the bonus with 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. So that's up. Pilots.
Davis knocks down the first free throw. So Tucker, Young, Amigo, and Derek on the floor for the Dreamers. That second free throw is also good. Chen Jinghuan, Hong Junyan, Kadeem Jack, Quincy Davis, and Davon Reed for the Pilots. 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Tucker over to Derek, burning open Young. This shot too short. Maybe not so open. Kadeem Jack with the closeout.
Possibly a little too open right there.
Reed fighting his way inside and laying it in.
Transition, transition, transition. The Pilots continuing to kill the Dreamers in transition.
Now, if it's just game fatigue in the regular season, most of the time, every team will be playing back-to-backs on Saturday and Sundays. But it's just a matter of maybe if the home team could take advantage of sleeping in your own bed. Jack forcing his way up, called for the travel. That time Jaron Young giving ground, leading to the turnover. A satisfied grin looking at the Pilots bench.
We can see Quincy Davis protesting on his behalf, but Kadeem Jack knowing that he took one too many steps, just getting right back and ready to defend.
Moves on way. Inbounding the ball. Kenny back in the game. We haven't seen Tucker isolate quite yet, but could it be here? Dribbling up ahead. Not finding opening. Throwing that one through Derek's hands. So, Sijing out will come in for the last 2 minutes of the third quarter. The Pilots with a 7-point lead. High scorer on the floor right now is Kadeem Jack for the Pilots. He's working his way up to set a screen. His dive not going to go anywhere. They're going to stick with their defensive assignments while Reed drives down to the corner, Dreamline. Knock that one down from the corner. Opening up to a 10-point lead, the biggest for the Pilots.
Let's see if the Dreamers are able to cut this deficit in these last minute and 30.
Kenny with the dribble. No room there. Quincy Davis got that covered. So Young will get started. In the 20 seconds of the shot clock, shoot that one off iron. So Pilots staying consistent with that pace. Davon Reed to the hoop. Foul on his way up by Derek. More free throws for the Pilots. Big advantage for them in this third quarter.
You mentioned, Ryan, I'm not sure if it's a fatigue thing or a focus thing, but the Pilots have done a great job attacking early in the shot clock here in the third quarter. Dreamers not being able to get matched up and allowing some easy opportunities at the basket.
Reed's first free throw is in.
I need another one though.
11-point lead for the Pilots. Make that a 12-point lead. So let's see how the Dreamers try to finish out the quarter. That was a struggle for them in yesterday's game against the Taipei Fubon Braves. Their opponent for partial of a season in the ABL before it was cut short by COVID-19. That'll be a foul and free throws. Young gonna be the free throw shooter.
We can see there the Dreamers trying to get Tucker a little bit off the ball, passing to the high post and moving off there. Instead of having the defense being able to focus completely on him, get him off the ball and moving them a little bit.
No good on the first free throw. Now an opportunity for the Pilots to come back and extend their lead. Second free throw bounces in. So 12 minutes in Plus League basketball quarters. 48 minutes total game time would be a challenge for everyone to make that adjustment. Cutting inside, fouled.
He's done it all game. Sujinyao once more with a great cut on the weak side. On the strong side, getting the pick and roll. We can see him cutting right behind the defense. Anthony Tucker staring right at the ball, getting right into the heart of the defense, laying it up with the and one.
He's made a good adjustment because in the preseason, more often than not, he was the one with the basketball trying to attack for his team. But now, maybe in a more secondary scoring kind of role, he's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, Ryan, you mentioned in the preseason a lot of teams without a full roster, guys going back to their normal positions. You see Anthony Tucker with another miss from three. Guys moving back to their natural positions on the court. They're obviously more comfortable and able to do what they normally do.
Setting up for a final shot in the quarter. Switching out over to Reed. Jack coming over the screen, but they'll take their time. Facing against Young. No opening yet. Kenny's all over him, stepping through for the shot. Doesn't fall. Dreamers with a chance themselves. Tucker with the early three. It is in and out. So a couple Pilots fell on this end. And that will be the end of the third quarter. 75-61, opening this one up. We'll be going to a break before the fourth quarter of Plus League basketball, Game 2 in the inaugural season.
Give it up for Formosa Sexy!
Back here in Changhua County Stadium, home of the Formosa Taishin Dreamers. Coach Kyle Julius utilizing the entire third, fourth quarter break to give instructions, try to get his team back. Down by 14 points.
As you see right there on the screen, this is going to be the biggest difference for the Pilots. We talked about the rules right here in the Plus League. Only one import is allowed on the floor in the fourth quarter. But since Quincy Davis, who naturalized in 2013, is considered local, he's able to be on the court there. So the Dreamers, being down by 14, now having to face these two bigs, it's going to be a big challenge.
So Jaron Young will be the import player for the Dreamers as we figure out a technical difficulty. Now we're all set. Aji will bring the ball up. See what they set up. Young with the early three, no. He drives and leaps through, but blocked from behind. Is that Davis? Yes, it was, and out of bounds off of Young.
Great effort there by Quincy. Getting lost a little bit on the perimeter, but on the drive, recovering back, getting a piece of the ball.
So far, the Pilots have won each individual quarter in terms of score. That does not bode well for the Dreamers, who need to make up a big point difference. So Pom Pom working off Amigo. Can't find an opening quite yet. Staying in the lane. He's running up the clock. Reed from the corner. Will graze off the iron, but Derek pokes it out of bounds. Kind of a harsh bounce of the basketball. Pilots get another possession. Inbounding from the stack where they scored a couple times. Chen hands it off to Jinghuan. Oh, almost. And another rebound, but this time called off of a Pilot.
We may see our first challenge of the Plus League season right here.
So they're trying to figure out if they want to challenge or if the referees just want to talk it over. That is part of the rule modifications. Under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, the players can call a 30-second timeout that the coaches have no power over. And throughout the whole game, you can go to the video replay as a coach's challenge.
We saw our first 30-second timeout called by a player yesterday, and looks like we're going to get to see our first challenge. Exciting times here in the Plus League.
The players on the Pilots are rather sure that they can continue to play on, whereas someone on the Pilots' coaching staff has, assuming it's Yang Yifeng, because he's the head coach, has issued the challenge. So they'll be going to the monitor, courtside, and it will stay Pilots basketball. That was a quick one.
Historical moment here in the Plus League. The first overturned call.
So with the challenge, if the team is unsuccessful, they are charged a timeout. And if they are, it's not called a timeout for either team. Now, if they have no timeouts left, it will be a technical foul that they can still issue the video replay challenge on. Jihan knocks that one in.
Great screen on the perimeter. Chen Jingwan able to knock down the three.
So the Dreamers running out of time. Down by 17. Young from the top and knocks it down, contacted on his way down. Getting the score to 15 points. Here, handing off to Reed. He's looking for a teammate for another handoff. Jingwan. Nothing going. The Pilots kind of stagnant on offense. Quincy from the right wing, a little short. Kind of bailing out the Dreamers on that possession. Amigo will get his own pick. Nothing going on right now. Will they isolate on Derek? Nope. To Young. But this will be an isolation play for Young. Driving, shooting the early shot, and yes, able to hit. Tough one that he coaxes in.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be looking at Jaren Young to help the Dreamers cut into that lead right here in the fourth quarter.
G poking away, but the Pilots will keep possession. Hope finding some space. Now Reed from the corner, another shot. Still unable to hit.
It's the second time this quarter that the Pilots have done a great job setting a back screen to get a shooter wide open. Unfortunately, both times not able to make the shot.
Amigo to the corner, and Sun Yen. His jump shot, no good. Reed collects and will slow it down. Coach, I want to hear your opinion on this. Do shooters typically have a better side of the court than the other?
Every shooter kind of has his spot. Some guys like to shoot it from the wing. Some guys like to shoot it right in the corner. Some guys like to shoot it on the move, off the dribble. That's kind of where everybody knows what they like to do. As we see Quincy passing to the ref out of bounds. But that's where teammates, as they get more familiar with each other, they're going to pass it right in everybody's sweet spot. They're going to pass it to their shooting pocket, and hopefully we can get some higher shooting percentage.
So 9 minutes and 5 seconds left in the game. 13-point advantage for the Pilots. We have yet to see Anthony Tucker in this last frame. Foul on the dribble. That might be an area that the Dreamers take advantage of.
You can see Jaren Young being very aggressive at the beginning of the fourth quarter, hitting a couple buckets, creating a foul out there on the perimeter.
With that, the Dreamers will inbound and try to get going. Down by 13. Amigo getting the screen, and he'll pull it from the top. Short. Pilots, on the other hand, have been playing a very good overall game. Pushing the pace, controlling the rebound. Davis left alone, but passing it off to a teammate. They're taking their time.
We talked about earlier with the mismatch, that time them helping a little bit more, not letting him have an easy shot.
Davis unable to dunk that one back, but a foul behind from Derek. Lead the way.
And the Dreamers doing a great job on the first possession. Unfortunately, they're not being able to corral those defensive rebounds. Kyle Julius thinking right now, what are we going to do to cut into this 13-point lead with 8 minutes and 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter?
In the early going of the preseason, the Dreamers looked really sharp. They were working with Jaren Young and Anthony Tucker for what would be considered the preseason or the fall training. Those are two guys that they played with in the ABL at the 2019-2020 season and have retained, kind of making things easier paperwork-wise, work travel-wise, more familiarity.
Yeah, we talk about continuity. Them and the Braves, who we saw last night, they've had the most continuity. For the teammates and the fans as well, the Pilots and the Lioneers, who we'll see next weekend, are going to be kind of works in progress. This work in progress looking pretty good right now for the Pilots.
Young slipping, will just ease that one up, and it's a big old air ball. Dunking it down, Davis will finish hoop and the harm.
Transition, transition, transition. Again, we're getting tough shots on offense or great outlet passes for the other team. Manimal with the beautiful pass to Quincy, who had set a screen for him earlier in the possession.
He really waited for the last second to get it to him. A couple bodies flying around our cameraman. Now Davis with a perfect free throw.
Again, last couple possessions, they've gone to Jaren Young. This time we'll see what he's able to do as they look at Amigo coming off with Derek's curl. Getting a good look, but not being able to finish at the rim. Davis with the rebound.
Collision underneath, and that'll be a three-pointer made. Sujingyao adding to his point tally. He's got 17 on the afternoon.
And we've talked about it the whole second half. He's done an unbelievable job just sprinting to that weak side corner. This time running to the opposite corner, but getting a wide open look and being able to knock it down.
Jaren Young driving to the hoop, bouncing it out.
Another miss at the rim for the Dreamers.
Looks like the floor is a little bit on the slippery side. Jaren Young committing the foul on the rebound. That time Reed getting advantage.
And that's one where he's competing. Missing a layup under the rim at one side of the floor. Being able to come back, contest a shot. Unfortunately, as far as the refs are concerned, got a piece of the body as well.
So we talk about the foreign players, the domestic players. We've mentioned, especially yesterday, getting us to look at Brendan Smart about the Taiwan University student exception. An also interesting concept maybe for the future of the Plus League to consider is a Asian import player. I was watching the B.LEAGUE, the Japanese basketball league, and got a chance to see 30 Rivera's debut on November 7th. Free throw for Reed, rolls in and out. 30 was playing for the Neo Phoenix by Shimane up against San En. Excuse me, that's the San En Neo Phoenix against Shimane Sasu Magic. 30, Filipino player. We watch Tucker knocking a three, giving the crowd a little bit of life. What was interesting about that game is 30's opponent was actually a player from St. Vincent's and the Grenadines. Underneath for 2 points.
Great touchback there by Sujingyao after the offensive rebound by Quincy Davis. We talked about the Pilots bigs are doing a great job of just making themselves available around the basket, getting easy shots for themselves.
Tucker fouled on his way to the hoop. Davis there for the block shot, preventing the 2 points.
You can see Tucker getting right in the game after Coach Kyle Julius has given Jaren Young a little blow. Him being very aggressive, coming right into the game, hitting a three at the top of the key, and then creating a foul. As we see Manimal again, just finding space under the basket.
Professor Tucker, top scorer for the Dreamers on the floor. He get his 16th point of the game, the total he had last night. Missing that second one. Anyways, on Team Japan was Ika Williams in last year's Jones Cup, a naturalized player from an Caribbean island chain, St. Vincent's Grenadines, as mentioned, the same place Brendan Smart is from. Called for the travel that time. You know, a little bit of a body bump. We'll turn it over.
After Quincy's getting taken out of the game, I'm pretty sure that Yang Yifeng was not trying to go with a Manimal pump pick and roll, leading to a turnover. See if they can get the ball back after a defensive stop.
Under 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter of Game 2 of the Plus League season. Achi with a 3 from the left wing, unable to connect.
And for the Dreamers, it's going to be tough. If they're not going to be able to get those quick threes, they're going to have a tough time cutting into this 18-point lead with less than 6 minutes left, as we see Davon Reed again being able to driving and finish at the basket.
Adrian G unable to put up enough resistance. Tucker, the long sling pass to Kenny Chen. That shot unable to hit. Wambo pushing Davon Reed out of the way. Able to keep possession for the Dreamers. The 14-second after the shot clock. Every time we see the replay of the fancy English Davon Reed put on that shot. Tucker receiving, now driving right. Over to Cutter, and a block shot at the rim. Now Tucker will collect it and lay it in.
Great cut right there by Kenny Chen, unable to finish, but Tucker not quitting on the play. We talked about earlier, Jaron Young, knowing that unfortunately some of these Taiwanese players are a little more susceptible to missing layups. Not quitting on the play, going after it on the offensive board and getting his own and one opportunity.
Anthony Tucker, 6'4", 31-year-old out of Minnesota. Winning MVP with the Macau Black Bears. That's in the ABL. Now playing with a different ABL team, the Formosa Dreamers. The ABL suspended, at least until COVID-19 is under control. Sijing out, getting in some trouble, almost losing it. Pass it out. Pom Pom with a 3, yes! That's something I've noticed about basketball in Taiwan. Almost, perhaps can we say because of Tianlei, where almost all bigs at least are willing to take three-pointers.
Yeah, we've talked about internationally, the guards use their speed advantage, and the bigs, obviously, they're not going to be able to compete with some of the other countries' bigs in international combinations. So Pom Pom's done a great job working over the past couple seasons, extending his range to the free throw line. Last year, shooting a few more threes, and this year, obviously, that work putting in is got some good results.
Getting some time. Senta, JJ Chen. That's Achi. Passes it to Kenny to the other side. And they run out of time.
Again, Jay Chen getting into the game for the first time, passing up the shot. Again, he's making Kyle Julius scratch his head, wondering what he can do to cut in this 21-point lead.
Under 5 minutes to play. With 92 points, the Pilots looking strong so far. Reed, not utilizing the screen. Sangri from the corner, he can hit. He needed that one. He had some bad misses earlier in the game.
That's right, the shots are a lot easier to make when you're up 24 points.
A hook pass all the way across the corner. JJ Chen will counter with a 3 of his own.
And that's what Coach Julius was looking for. In the last possession, he passed up a shot, leading to a 24-second shot clock violation. This time, great pass by Tucker, shooting right off the catch. Good look, good make.
Reed guarded tightly by Kenny. Driving to the hoop and dribbles off his own foot. Hang on to it. From the corner. Back to Reed. Hong Junyan from top. And knocks it down. Kind of got a pretty long shooting motion. But you can do that when you got the wide open shot like he did.
Hey, as long as the shot goes in, Ryan, any coach is going to be happy.
Tucker not able to finish that layup.
And that's been the story of the Dreamers game today. They've been getting some good looks, regardless at the basket or from the three-point line. Not sure if it's a matter of fatigue or what, but they just haven't been able to make those shots.
Reed with a spinning shot, unable to hit. Ling Yao Zhong there for the rebound, and the Dreamers poke it away.
Again, great activity on the weak side for Manimal, being able to get in position for that offensive rebound. As we see Davon Reed getting his first rest of the fourth quarter, Kadeem Jack getting in the game.
So Davon Reed probably done for the game as the Pilots lead by a large margin. Ling Yao Zhong from the corner. Off iron. Over the top was Kadeem Jack. Not called. against the much smaller Kenny. And then a foul call finally, that time Tucker coming in for the help.
That's the second time this game that Kenny Chen has just been beasted by Kadeem Jack. His teammates on the sideline very excited to see him go to work on the offensive boards.
Perhaps the Dreamers running out of bodies. Kenny kind of playing a big position right now.
And that's what we talked about before the game. It's the challenge that they're going to have this entire season. They're going to be undersized. They're going to get good looks from the perimeter, but like yesterday in the second half and in today's game, if they're not going to be able to make those shots, it's going to be a tough job for them to compete.
Wang Bozi collects the missed free throw. 99 points for the Pilots. Their highest scoring output if you count the preseason. Of course, without their 3 import players. JJ driving, now retreating. Tucker will try it himself. The Professor passing it inside. Wang Bozi with a bump, unable to finish. Kadeem Jack collects, but he'll dribble it out of bounds. A frantic sequence there.
Talk about easy shots that you should make. Tank kicking himself right there, missing that easy bunny.
Coming into the game, I believe for the first time, that's Guan Dayo guarding Tucker.
That's right, the rookie this year, as we can see the Pilots emptying the bench, trying to get some guys some playing time.
JJ shot rolls in and out. Kenny fighting for the rebound and passing it to Tucker. The Dreamers get another chance. Now it's Achi's turn. He can knock that one down, no problem. So controlling, not getting a ton of playing time. That's like Wolway. 5'10" guard. Now there's Guan Dayo. Tricky shot, unable to finish.
That's right, as we see the Dreamers coming down, attacking early in transition, and Tank once again missing the layup at the basket.
Pass over to Li Yaozong. He'll finish easy.
Pilots continuing to attack in transition. Manimal getting an easy layup after the missed layup on the other end.
Less than a minute and a half in the game. Tucker trying to look for an opportunity. Head fakes and able to get Wang Bozi opportunity inside, but he blows the layup as well. Not having a good game with the Tank. Now give way to a Pilots possession where Pong Pong misses a shot.
Pong Pong feeling himself maybe a little bit too much right there, but we see Tucker
Euro step and laying it in.
After creating a couple easy looks for his teammates, decides to take it himself.
He's got 20 points on the afternoon. Doing his best to keep the game going. Poked away, and Wang Bozi with another long rebound. Kenny, he's driving, and a fancy finish amongst 2 Pilots.
You see these Dreamers, regardless of whether the game's still in doubt or not, they have to get in time and get their rhythm back. Players like Kenny Chen, who are obviously a part of Coach Julius's rotation, have to figure out what their role with the team is. Kenny doing a good job attacking in transition, missing the free throw, but again, he's just got to build up some confidence with just him and his teammates as well.
So we're counting down to the end of the game. The Pilots with a fantastic showing for their season debut. Through the middle, Guan Dayo able to put it up, even over Wang Bozi, bodying him all the way. So despite going down 0-2, the Dreamers have been great hosts to us. The home crowd showing up, so maybe not too much to cheer for in this game. Kenny able to lay that one in, and that will be the final buzzer. Final score, 103 to 83. Congratulations to the Taoyuan Pilots, notching their first win in their first game. Getting to see the 3 import players for the first time, at least in the public's view. Getting to see Davon Reed and Kadeem Jack being a big problem. The players mingle and head on their way out. We will have a post-game conference, post-game questions with a player of our colleague Aaron Young's choosing. We'll get that to you soon, but Coach Ben, maybe not a great showing by the Dreamers, but they were playing a team that was fresh and ready to go.
That's right. We talked about the Pilots being a mystery team. We didn't get to see any of their imports in the preseason. Quincy Davis hasn't played in 2 years. We weren't sure what he had left, but it was obviously a great performance as a team today. Every player stepping up, both locals, both imports having great performances. And it looks like just like that, we'll have one import and one local get interviewed. So we'll hear what their thoughts are on this opening victory of the Plus season for them.
In the end, the Pilots outscored the Dreamers in every quarter for the 20-point win. We're ready with the courtside interview.
好的，场边先访问到的是阿瑶，阿瑶先来谈一下，你们今天防守端做的是非常的成功哦，48分钟的比赛下来，只让对方得到了83分，那你们自己是有破百分的表现，先来谈一下防守的策略是什么？
Now asked about the defensive strategy for the Pilots. Sejinho dutifully wearing his face mask in the era of COVID-19. He's saying that the emphasis was on Tucker and Amigo, Yang Qingming. If they can slow those two guys down, they stand a great chance.
OK， 那另外来谈一下，就是今天有2位的新面孔哦，就是2位
Now asked about the new players, the foreign players, Reed and Kadeem Jack.
精彩好球 N1， 谈一下跟这2位洋将配合的感觉。
What's it like working with the new guys and the very exciting players? So haven't spent a lot of time, says Yao. So keeping it simple and just keeping the flow going and ball movement, player movement, and figure out their way for open shots.
好，谢谢阿瑶，恭喜你们赢球，谢谢。 好，那当然要恭喜领航员的旗开得胜。接下来呢，我们要来
Congratulations to the Pilots, and now Aaron will be interviewing Quincy Davis.
And it's been so long time, not only for you, but also for us to see him playing on the court. How do you feel right now?
I feel good. It's definitely been a long time, but I'm happy to be back on the court. Glad to see this new Plus League is coming together. Nice turnout for the Zhonghua crowd. So I'm just happy to be back on the court.
Yeah, this is a whole new professional league in Taiwan. As a Taiwanese, do you have anything you want to share or want to say to the basketball fans in Taiwan to support the new league?
Just, continue to support us. Continue to support us, I'm meaning, the whole league. We're nothing without you guys, so continue to support us. Never give up, and hopefully by next year, we'll see, 5 teams and 6 teams and 7 teams. So it's on you guys to come out and support. Bring mom, dad, grandma to support your city, and we can enjoy some good basketball.
Good, well done. Thank you very much. 好，这边访问到的 Q 呢，2个问题呢。
So that was Quincy Davis, the long-anticipated regular season debut. He just played 4 minutes in the preseason, just for a little bit of a run. Expressing his excitement and his request to the basketball fans in Taiwan, support the league and let's see this league thrive and basketball at the highest level being played here in the small island of population of 23 million thrive. Thanks for watching the Plus League broadcast on YouTube. We'll be right back with some post-game analysis. You're watching the Plus League post-game analysis. The Plus League on YouTube, brought to you with the Mandarin and English broadcasts. Of course, you guys know the deal. Leave a like, help us out. A great way of supporting our broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, along with Coach Benjamin David Metcalf here post-game. Checking out the stats from the game, the Pilots were a much better shooting team, both from 3 and from all over the court. Also taking the rebound advantage, 58-40. Dishing out way more assists, even though they also turned the ball over just a few more times. But in the end, it was a 20-point victory, leaving the Dreamers winless in their opening weekend. Checking out the schedule for next weekend, the Xingzhou Lioneers will debut and make their start at home with the Pilots in the first game on the 26th and the Braves on Sunday the 27th. Both of those are 5 o'clock tips. Excited to see the Xingzhou Lioneers, the expansion franchise this year, making the Plus League whole. So Coach Ben, final thoughts on the game and on the weekend of Plus League basketball.
Exciting debuts all around. Again, exciting debut for the Plus League just in general. Today, an exciting debut for the Pilots, 2 new imports. But most important, good to see Quincy Davis back on the court once again.
All right, I'm Ryan Chen, and that will be just about it for us. Thank you for watching the Plus League.